Welcome to Art History with Jackie, Episode 3, in which we will be talking about Banksy, an enigmatic street artist from England. Banksy hit the art scene in the 90s and has continued to enrage and enthrall audiences since then. Banksy is known for being satirical, often making political and social comments in his art. Banksy has created a mysterious artistic persona centered around his unconfirmed name and identity. This anonymity is important to Banksy because graffiti is illegal, and Banksy often creates art on buildings and walls that he doesn't have a right to use. To this day, no one is certain of Banksy's identity, which allows him to maintain his street art and reputation. The most detailed information we have as to Banksy's identity is an interview which describes him as white, scruffy casual, a silver tooth, silver chain, and silver earring. Banksy began as an artist at the age of 14. He was expelled from school and spent time in prison for petty crime. Banksy started as a freehand graffiti artist. This means that he used spray cans to create images freely on a wall or building. He worked in Bristol and became part of the larger Bristol underground scene. By 2000, Banksy had turned to stenciling. This means that he created stencils at home, which he then took to various locations, spraying over them to create his images. His method allows Banksy to create work quickly and be out of the scene in a flash. The speed is essential in keeping his identity safe. Banksy claims that he switched to stenciling while hiding from the police during one of his art excursions and noticed a stencil on a wall next to him. His first large known mural was The Mild, Mild West. It is a depiction of a teddy bear throwing a Molotov cocktail at three riot police officers. Banksy's stencils are iconic for their striking and satirical images. His messages are often anti war, anti government, and anti capitalist. He includes many social and political messages in his art. Banksy is known as a bit of a prankster in the art world. One of his most famous pranks was when he produced several fake British £10 notes, replacing the Queen's image with Princess Diana's. People who received these notes tried to spend them in local shops. Since they were created and distributed, the notes now sell for upwards of £200. One even sold at auction for £24,000. Banksy's work started to be celebrated and sold for high prices in 2006, bought by many celebrities who found his sarcastic messages to be an intriguing comment on the world. As his artistic reputation grew, people coined the term the Banksy Effect because it led to further interest in other artists. Essentially, Banksy put street art on the map in the art world. Banksy's success extends to the surfaces he decides to paint on. Buildings that have a verified Banksy on them resell for several times their value. They are sold as artworks with the building attached. To deal with the complex issues of selling his work and verifying it, Banksy created Pest Control, a handling service who act on his behalf to sell and verify his works. If you want a closer look at Banksy and his art, I suggest watching the film Exit Through the Gift Shop about Banksy that premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 2010. He painted several pieces on walls in Park City during this time. In 2015, Banksy opened Dismayland, a group show modeled on Disneyland. It was a comment on several temporary themed attractions in the UK at the time. Recently, in 2018, one of Banksy's most well known works, Balloon Girl, sold at auction in Sotheby's for £1.04 million. However, shortly after the gavel dropped and it was sold, the entire canvas passed through a shredder hidden within the frame, resulting in the shredding of the picture. Sotheby's acknowledged that the self destruction of the work was a prank by the artist. This incident received worldwide news coverage, with media outlets at once praising the ingenuity of the artist and commenting on the absurdity of the art market, implying that the work would sell for even more now because it was part of such a scandal. Sotheby's has since called it the first artwork in history to have been created live during an auction. Since COVID 19 and the subsequent lockdown that many communities have undergone, Banksy too has been staying home and keeping busy. This is an image of what he's been up to keep creative while at home. What can you come up with? Remember, share your pictures with us on Facebook, email, or tag us on Instagram at Fernie Art Station. In Fernie, we have embraced street art in many forms, such as the Dumpster Project, where local artists paint dumpsters that are then scattered around Fernie. We have attached a Design Your Own Dumpster free download on our website that you can use to create your own design for a dumpster. Link below to download on our website.